Hi everyone, I'm Tanaaz from foreverconscious.com and this is your weekly energy forecast for the week of April 7th. So on April 8th, we have that Aries solar eclipse. This is one of the most defining cosmic events of the year. I know I've been talking about it a lot in your previous forecasts as well. I've touched on this eclipse. So in this one, I just want to give you a sort of summary of what you need to know, what energies we're working with this week, and then I want to move on to some other things that are going on in our cosmic skies. So if you want to really get the full picture, go check out the last two forecasts, and you may also want to read the Aries solar eclipse forecast that I have up on foreverconscious.com to give yourself the whole picture. But I'm going to summarize it. You'll probably get the full picture by the time we're done with this. So eclipses are always a highly transformative time. So if you're feeling the winds of change, if you're feeling that energy of transformation, which usually comes with this feeling of uncertainty, instability, kind of being stuck in a limbo phase, that is usually how transformation begins taking hold in our life. You are not alone. That is very much what all eclipses bring to some extent. This Aries eclipse holds so much energy for new beginnings. Solar eclipses always fall on a new moon. So right there we have the energy of new beginnings because it's the start of a new lunar cycle. It's a new moon. On top of that, however, this eclipse falls in the sign of Aries, and Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, which also encapsulates the idea of new beginnings. And then on top of that, this is what we call a North Node eclipse, which also represents new beginnings or a new state of being or looking towards the future. So we have these layers of new beginning energy encapsulated under this eclipse, making it incredibly powerful. This is a total solar eclipse. So think of it as a new moon times a million in terms of its strength. And then with those layers of it being in Aries, being a North Node eclipse, we're just seeing this incredible potential for this new pathway, new doorway, new opportunity opening for us. For some of us, it will be very, very obvious. Something new will come into our lives. It'll be very clear. For others, it might be a little more subtle, and it may not be for several months that you're able to recognize what that new beginning was. You might arrive at the end of the year and go, wow, my life has shifted, my life has changed. But if you look back, it all started in April. April is this really pivotal key month in the year of 2024. And this new beginning, the seed of it is being planted today. And for some of us, or planted under this eclipse, and for some of us, that seed will sprout quickly, and for others, it will be a little bit slower. Here's what you need to know in terms of timeline. This eclipse cycle that we're working with, we have another round of eclipses in October, and then we have another round of eclipses in March. When we get to March of 2025, this eclipse cycle is completed. So whatever new beginning we're working with now, we're going to see more to the story progressing in October and then March. So this is not the final chapter. It's a new beginning, and there's a journey to unfold from that. So just keep in mind that whatever's coming up for us right now, it's very, very likely that we're sort of dealing with similar themes or more to the story or more kind of continuation of where we are now happening in October and then a little bit in March as well. One of the big themes that I am seeing for this eclipse cycle as a whole is the idea of giving and receiving. I've really seen it a lot in the last eclipse that we just had. It was in Libra, the sign of balancing this energy of giving and receiving. But I really think it's a good energy to kind of encapsulate the theme of this entire eclipse cycle. How can you open yourself to receive? How can you open yourself to give and to find the balance of where you need to be with that in your life? I have seen people just kind of thinking about what's been going on for my friends and what the stories that I'm hearing. I've seen people lose jobs under that Libra eclipse, and now they're in this state of just receiving this time where they're not working and they're fortunate enough to not have to work straight away, receiving this time to figure out what they really want to do. I've also seen manifesting this energy of giving, where someone else felt the need to give to somebody else because they felt like they had helped them so much and supported them so much. And they were like, you know what? I want to give this generous gift to you. This energy of giving and receiving, see how it might be manifesting for you. It might be a little bit tricky at first, but maybe ask yourself the question, where am I? Where do I need to receive? Where is the universe guiding me to just be held and just to receive that love and support? And where is the universe guiding me to give that support and to, maybe exercise holding and supporting other people right now? And see how that might be coming up for you under these eclipses. Maybe it's receiving the energy of support or financial help, or in our relationships, opening ourselves to receiving a deeper love. Maybe it's the giving of acts of service or doing things for others. See how that balance of giving and receiving is manifesting in your life. You may even be seeing it with things that are taking too much of your energy. That's got to stop. There's got to be a shift there. You may also see it with relationships where maybe you're receiving too much of whatever it is, and you've got to, or you're giving too much, finding that balance. I think you know what I'm saying. Try to see where you can identify that energy of giving and receiving in your life, because I think that's a huge theme of the eclipses that we're working with all through this cycle. So that's kind of what you need to know. A powerful eclipse for new beginnings, a powerful time where new seeds are being planted. Absolutely, we can use this energy to set intentions. This is actually one of the most powerful times of year for setting intentions. But here's the thing, eclipses are so powerful, we can kind of just allow ourselves to surrender and be guided along the way. We can also take action and exercise our ability as a co-creator of the universe. But what we want to do is we really want to download these eclipse energies first and then set our intentions. So even if, when it comes to setting your intentions, wait for the eclipse or even after the eclipse to do that, when you've been able to download and integrate all of the eclipse energy. So if the eclipse comes and goes and you miss it, you're busy, that's actually perfect, because in the weeks or days that follow, we still can work with this beautiful manifestation energy, because we've downloaded it and then we can use it to put our wishes and desires out into the universe. I have a ritual which will help you do all of that. I'll drop a link in the description box below, and you can find it at foreverconscious.com as well. Now, I want to talk about the other cosmic forces we have going on that we're really starting to feel this week and definitely into next week. And this is the very rare sacred alignment between Jupiter and Uranus. This happens every 14 years. It is also one of the most defining cosmic events of 2024. And I don't want to go too much into it because the solar eclipse is really going to dominate the airways this week. But then the minute we get into next week, we're starting to work with this other energy. This other energy starts to rise up through that solar eclipse energy and become the dominating force. So I want to touch on it because those of you who are sensitive, you may start feeling it building by the end of this week. Jupiter and Uranus, in a nutshell, is about innovation, stepping into the future, new technology, new innovation, new entrepreneurship. It's happening in the sign of Taurus. So we may also be seeing changes to things that Taurus rules over, like money, farming, agriculture. It's ushering us into a new way of being. On a deeper level, however, and how we can kind of start preparing for this energy, it's about stepping out of our comfort zone, stepping out of the box, allowing our true authentic self to come forward, the voice that we hush, the voice that we kind of have to keep in line because of society or our upbringing or the way we were raised. How can we allow that to come up and out? And when we do that, when we allow ourselves to think differently, do something different, receive inspiration from a different source, when we can tap into that authentic self and allow ourselves to shift what we've always thought to be true, that is when we can receive our gifts, that Jupiter energy. Jupiter is considered the lucky planet, and it expands and it shines a light and it brings abundance. So it's sort of like when we do something different, when we step out of our comfort zone, that's when we can activate and access our gifts. So it's just something to think about. The energy is going to be very subtle this week, but it's building. So I want to share it with you. The eclipse is definitely the dominant energy, but we'll be feeling this Jupiter Uranus conjunction more and more as we get closer to it. I hope you found that helpful. I know that was a lot. There is a lot more information up at foreverconscious.com. There are forecasts for the eclipse, the Jupiter Uranus conjunction, plus a ritual. Check it out. I'm Tanaaz from foreverconscious.com. Thank you so much.